Hi class, welcome to day 157. It is Tuesday, May 11th, 2020, and we're going to start by writing our first name, our last name, and circling our homeroom. Today's PDN is a quick review of what we did yesterday in class. Everyone should be able to complete this if you've done yesterday's class, so if you have not, make sure you stop this video and you go to yesterday's class. It gives you the information on how to see repeated addition as multiplication. Now, if you have and you're ready to go, make sure you press pause now and you complete the following problems. See you when you get back. Okay, guys, welcome back. Now, when we look at each problem, we know that multiplication is repeated addition. So fill that in. That is a concept that we need to keep in our brains. It is repeated addition. Multiplication is repeated addition. Now, when we look at repeated addition, we have 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7. Now, we know that when we add 7 4 times, you know what? I'm going to give you a visual representation. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to do that 4 times. So 3, 4. Now when we get each one of those groups together, it should look like this. In the first row, we have 7. In the second row, we have 7. In the third row, we have 7. And in a few seconds, we'll have 7. In the fourth row. Now, if we counted all of these number ones 1 to 1, we would come up with the sum of our repeated addition. So, the first group is 7. If we add 7 more, we get 14. And I'm going to make sure I show you how to group that up. So, at the end of this group, we got 7. If we add on 7 more, we have 14. If we add on 7 more, we get 21. And if we add on our last and final 7, we get 28. So our total is 28. It didn't go on the line. Our sum is 28. Same for this. We'll do the same exact thing to find our product, and it looks exactly the same. The first group has 7. When we add on the second group, we have 14. When we add on the third group, we have 21. And when we add on the last and final group, we have a product of 28. Next group, we have 5s. Now how many groups of 5 do we have? We have 1 group, 2, 3, 4, 5, and finally our 6th group. So we have 6 groups of 5. Now here's our first group of 5, and our sum is 5. Here's our second group of 5. That makes our sum 10. Here's our third group of 5. And who can guess what that makes our sum? That's right, 15. Our next group would be 15. Now let's keep going. That next group gives us a total of 20. Now, if we can predict the pattern, we know we're counting by 5. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20. The next one would be 25. And who can predict what our final answer will be if we're adding 5 more? Our final answer would be, let's think about the pattern, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Our last one would be 30. So our sum is 30. And we know that repeated addition is multiplication. So our product is 30. Now, if you need help thinking through that process, you can stop, rewind it, and look it over again and listen to the instructions that I gave you. If you guys got it and you're ready to go, we can move on. So flip the page. Let me make this a little larger. Okay, so now we're talking about array models. We know that multiplication is repeated addition. The answer to a multiplication problem is called a product. What is an array model? This is something new. So make sure you're listening very, very carefully. An array model is a visual representation of a multiplication problem. Now, most of you guys are visual learners, so this will help you solidify the concept of multiplication. Now, arrays are made up of rows and columns. Now, just to give you a visual representation of what a row looks like and what a column looks like, I'm going to copy and paste a photo right here. Okay, so I didn't expect it to be that large, so let me make it smaller. But if we look right here and we see the apples, so let me make it all the way up to the apples. We have columns and rows represented. Now, the columns are going up and down, and the rows are going from side to side. So this is column 1, this is column 2, this is column 3, and this is column 4. Now, when we talk about rows, we go from side to side. This will be column 1, this will be column 2, and this will be column 3. Now, if we were to represent the columns and rows of apples, we would do 4 times 3. Now, one way you can solve this is by counting each apple, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that gives us our answer. Or we can know that we have 3 rows, 4 columns, and we automatically can assume that the product would be 12. Now, since we know what a row and a column is, and you know what, I'm going to actually make it say row and column. side to side, and then we know that columns are up and down, up and down, just so you can refer back to that if you need to in the future. Now the repeated addition, let me make sure that this is okay. Now the repeated addition would be 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals 12. And the multiplication would be again as followed. 4 times 3 equals 12. Our product is 12. Now, let's go on to question number 2. It says draw 2 array models to represent 4 times 5. So the first one would look like this. I'm going to use stars. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is our first array. So let me move that over there so you don't get confused. Now our second array would look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we have 4 columns and 5 rows. Right here we have 5 columns and 4 rows. In the end, the repeated addition is still the same. So we can use 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals 20. Or we can do 4 times 5 equals 20. And we can reverse it by doing 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 20. Or we can represent it as a multiplication problem, which would be 5 times 4. And we still get the same answer, guys. And that is 20. Our product is 20. And we've represented this array in 4 different ways, and we still came up with the same answer. Now, let's move on to our examples. Let me change this name to somebody you guys know. Miss Sommerio is planting roses in her garden. She is planting 2 rows, and there will be 6 roses in each row. Below is an array model to represent. I answer and do your independent practice.